What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you my Kanto Cup battles featuring a really unique team of triple Shadow Dragon Breath users. So I was running Gyarados in the lead and Dragonair and Charizard in the back. For Charizard, Dragon Breath was a community day move, so you cannot get it right now. And it doesn't really matter because you're not going to be making a Kanto Cup team now, as this video is about 2 weeks too late, and I'm sorry about that, but I just got a new laptop, so I'm going to be trying to make a lot more PvP videos now. And obviously this team is really weak to Wigglytuff because fairy types double resist dragon type moves, but I'm able to beat a couple teams with Wigglytuff in this video, so if you want to find out how I do that, then make sure you watch the whole video. And with that being said, let's just go straight into the battles now. Alright, so into the first match, we lead Gyarados into Machamp. This is a pretty favourable matchup, and they switch out into Mew. So we're going to fake the crunch and go for the Aqua Tail, and we're just staying in because we want to know what its second move is. Usually Mew runs Wild Charge, and its second move is Surf, so we think it's pretty safe to switch into Dragonair here, as both moves will be resisted. But they actually have Stone Edge, so that does quite a lot of damage, but we're just about able to Dragon Breath it down, and then we're going to hit the Aqua Tail, and this will do a decent chunk against Machamp. We're going to come into Charizard, and they're not quite able to get to a charge move. I'm sure they were trying to go for a Rock Slide. So we throw a Dragon Claw, they don't shield, and now we've pretty much won here. We can just let this go through, come in with Gyarados and Dragon Breath them down for the win. So we're going to shield this. It's probably just Bone Club, and it is, but we're going to shield anyway, and the Dragon Breath goes through and we take the win there. So into the second game, we lead into a Marowak, so this is a favourable lead. They switch into Shadow Snorlax, so we're going to go for the Aqua Tail straight away. This is going to do a huge chunk of damage, and then we switch into Dragonair. We're not going to shield this Body Slam, and then we're going to just Dragon Breath down, and we get there just before they reach the second charge move. And they bring in Muck, so we're going to go for the Dragon Pulse, hoping that they don't shield, but they're obviously going to shield because we had a load of energy there. And then we'll get Snarl farmed down, so that's not great. We're going to bring in Charizard, and we're actually not going to shield this because we know that with two shields the Gyarados is going to have a field day against the Marowak. So we go for one Aqua Tail, we'll shield this, it's just a Bone Club again, and then we go for the second Aqua Tail, and that KOs, and then we would have Dragon Breath down, but they quit. So into the next match, we lead into a Shadow Hypno, so this isn't great. But we're going to switch after the fourth Confusion to tank what I think will be a Thunder Punch, which it is, so that's great for us. And then bring in a Alolan Sand Slash, which actually gets to a charge move before we can reach Aqua Tail, which is not ideal. So we end up having to shield in a matchup that we already know we're going to lose, just so we can burn the shield as well, but then they're going to farm us down, so that's pretty much lost us the game here. We go for the Aqua Tail, hoping to put on some shield pressure, but they don't shield and it doesn't KO. If we'd have gone for Crunch there, then we would have got the KO, but we didn't, so that sucks. And now Charizard against Hypno. We time our charge move so that we hit it just before the Thunder Punch, but they shield anyway, and they're going to switch into Alola Muck, who's going to reach Dark Pulse before we can get to Overheat, and we're going to lose this match. So we didn't play that too well, but we'll learn. So we lead Victory Bell, that's not a good matchup, so we switch into Dragonair, and this is a really bad matchup. We're going to go for the Aqua Tail, and we just have to hope that they don't shield, and they don't, so that's cool. We're actually going to come back in with Gyarados because Charizard has a really favourable matchup against Victory Bell, and also if they don't shield this, then we can actually take out the Wigglytuff, which we do, so that's great. And Victory Bell comes back in. We come in with Charizard, and they don't reach a charge move, and now they've got a Golbat, so we're going to go for 2 Dragon Claws. Obviously we're going to burn both shields here, and then it's just a case of can we get to the 3rd Dragon Claw, and we get to it, but will this KO? And it just barely KOs, so we managed to win that one, even though they had a Wigglytuff, which is very much bad news for a triple Dragon Breath team. And into the next game, we lead into a Dragonair. This is a good matchup, we just have to shield whatever they throw, and then we're just going to farm them down. And now we have a decent amount of energy. We're going to hit the Aqua Tail, and then we should be able to hit another Aqua Tail. And then I think we don't want to get farmed down, so we switch. Yeah, we switch into Dragonair because Muck is dangerous with a huge energy advantage. And they switch out into a Marowak. So we're going to go for the Aqua Tail, and we should reach a second Aqua Tail before they reach a charge move, which we do. This won't KO though because it's not stab. And they're going to reach a Shadow Bone, which doesn't KO, but they get the defense drop. And now we can just bring in Charizard, and it's GG's there. So that's going to be the end of the first set. I now have a bonus battle because I went up against this team 3 games in a row, and yeah, the Alolan Geodude is very bad for my team. But there I hit the Aqua Tail as the Volt Switch comes through, and then I switch out into Dragonair. So I actually take the damage into the Dragonair. They go for a Wild Charge, which is strange, and we're going to let the next one go through, which is also a Wild Charge. They switch into a Beedrill. We're going to hit the Aqua Tail, but they're going to farm us down. We're going to bring in the Charizard, but we have to remember that they still have a low health Alolan Golem in the back, so we hit the Dragon Claw here. We don't want them to reach another charge move. They bring in Victory Bell and then they switch, so we quickly switch into Gyarados to tank that move, or sacrifice it, so to speak. And then we're going to go for the Overheat, as we don't want to take any chances, although a Dragon Claw would have probably KO'd at that range. So into the second set, we lead Gyarados into Lapras. Lapras is pretty bad for my whole team as well, but Gyarados probably has the best matchup against it. We count up to 6 Ice Shards, and then we throw an Aqua Tail. This could be a Skull Bash now, so we're going to shield. It ends up just being a Surf. We're going to let this one go through because we know it's definitely a Surf this time. And then we're going to go for the Crunch, but then they switch to Wigglytuff, so we quickly hit the Aqua Tail. And this is not great for us. We bring in Charizard because we resist Charm, but we're dealing double resisted Dragon Breath damage, and we go for the Dragon Claw, and they don't shield, so it does almost nothing. So we're going to have to go for the second Dragon Claw. And we switch straight away into Dragonair because we don't want to get farmed down. This is probably just a Thunder Punch, but we sort of have to shield. We're not going to throw yet because we're expecting the Lapras to come back in. We're also expecting them to shield here, but they don't. So we're going to throw a second Aqua Tail, but now Hypno can just come in, do a few confusions, and then throw a charge move against the Charizard. So well played to my opponent there. They even go for the Shadow Ball just to flex that they had well over enough energy for the Thunder Punch. We lead Gyarados into Marowak, so this is a good matchup. They switch into Snorlax. Now this isn't a Shadow Snorlax, so we're not going to be able to play it quite the same as we did the previous time. We actually don't quite manage to switch out in time either. So we shield that, we switch into Dragonair and we're going to farm it down, but they are going to reach a second body slam, which is not great. We're expecting the Marowak to come back in, but they actually bring in Muck, so we're going to fake the Dragon Pulse and we're going to go for the Aqua Tail because we're expecting a shield. And they do shield, and then we go straight for the second Aqua Tail. And they're going to be able to farm us down, which isn't great. We come in with Charizard. We're not going to shield again. We did take a lot more damage than that, it was just a visual glitch. And then we're hoping that we can get to 2 Aqua Tails in time. So we throw the first Aqua Tail. And actually we don't get to the second Aqua Tail, so we're not in a good position. We come in with Charizard. This Dragon Claw just about KOs, and then one Dragon Breath KOs the Muck. So that was a super close victory there. Gyarados into Lapras. So now we know that they're probably going to shield and then also go for the Surf bait. So we go for the Aqua Tail bait and they do shield. So again they fake the Skull Bash, but we're going to let this go through. And then we're able to reach a crunch. This doesn't KO, but one Dragon Breath after KOs, so we actually come out of that matchup up a shield, but they have a Wigglytuff, so we switch in Charizard, they switch out, and then they quit the game. If they'd have realised that I had Dragon Breath on my Charizard, they'd have probably stayed in, but they didn't, and they switched straight away and they had to leave. So another great lead. We're going to go for the crunch, hoping that they don't shield. They do shield, and it looks like they're trying to just confusion us down. So we go for the second crunch, and they let it go through, and then we're able to Dragon Breath before the confusion damage goes through. And then we switch into Dragonair because we don't want to get farmed down. They go for the Bone Club. It's probably another Bone Club. No, it's a Shadow Bone, so it's a good shield there. And then they come in with Muck. We're going to go for the back-to-back Aqua Tail. They get a Snarl through there, so that's not great. And then we're just going to let the Dragonair go down. They actually go for Sludge Wave, which was probably overkill. And we come in with Gyarados so we can farm down and then reach an Aqua Tail, just to ensure the victory. So this final game, I actually did a lucky trade with this trainer about an hour before this battle, and as the name suggests, they also love Shadow Pokemon. They switch into Lapras, so we're going to go for the Aqua Tail bait, and then we're actually going to switch into Charizard, which might seem like a really strange play given that the Lapras is now loaded, but we didn't really have many options, and now we're just going to shield both Surfs and hope that we can farm it down before it reaches the third Surf. So they hit exactly 4 Ice Shards there, so they were at the Surf when they went down. They bring in Hypno and then they switch to Dragonite and they go down instantly, and then we reach the Overheat and this will nearly KO, but we're just going to switch into Dragonair to show off that we were also running triple Shadow Pokemon, and that's going to be another 4-on-1 set. So if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know. It's definitely not a team I would recommend, it was just sort of a challenge for fun. If you watch any of J Farm's YouTube videos, they often do like triple themed teams and they're really enjoyable to watch, so I was hoping that this would be something similar to that. And if you're not subscribed, then make sure you subscribe. I'll be trying to get out more PvP content now that I have this new laptop, and I'll see you in the next video.